What's up, everyone? This is Kyle Fisk. I'm just weighing outside of Central Rock Gym. Just got out of work, and I'm just gonna document my thoughts. So lately I've been studying the future of humanity, future tech, Internet of Things, where I think that our society is headed towards, where we're moving. So the question of the day is simply, what do I think the future of humanity holds? Where do I think we're going as a human race? And I think from just looking at how our society is today, I think we're already headed towards a world where we're spending most of our time in technology, on technology. I think it's inevitable. I mean, you look around and you see so many people on social media, on their phone. Like, you'll be waiting at, let's say, a bus stop, and everyone will just be pulling out their phone, not interacting in the real world, in the physical world anymore. So I think it's a no-brainer. We're headed towards a world where most people are going to spend most of their time on the internet. And on top of that, you're starting to see things come out that support a sustainable world. Things with Elon Musk, such as Tesla, where they're creating electric cars. Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, they just bought out this company that owns that creates solar panels, and they're trying to create. Elon's vision is to create a sustainable world. The technology is there, and it's only advancing. It's only progressing more and more each year. I think we're headed towards a world where we're going to have the potential of living our lives on the grid, being sustained through the use of solar power. It's something crazy, like in 1 hour of the amount of sun that's hitting our Earth, it's like 8 times more than how much we actually use in a whole year of energy. If that's the case, if we're able to create solar panels that are efficient enough in capturing the light from the sun and using it as electricity to power our world, that is going to demonetize everything in our world. Think about it. Why are groceries so expensive? Most of the groceries are expensive because of shipping of the food, the amount of time it takes to prepare it to get from point A to point B to get to the grocery store to then be sold. Just by that alone, if we're able to have electric cars that are all run off of solar power, then we're going to demonetize that instantly. Food prices are going to plummet. We're going to be moving towards, I believe, a world where a lot of the prices of our basic need of attaining resources to fulfill our basic needs are going to be so low, so much so demonetized, that we're looking at essentially free, potentially, and if not free, very low cost. And we're moving towards an age where Amazon is going to create this platform, which it already has, where it's going to connect businesses to the buyer in the internet world, where we're going to almost instantaneously, as soon as we order that product, we're going to be getting that very quickly. So convenience is king. We're headed towards a world where all it takes is, oh, I want this food, I want this certain type of dish for dinner, and in a matter of 15-20 minutes we're going to be getting that food. And if that food is demonetized because of the price to ship that food is become so much so lower because of solar sustainable resources, then that makes the price of that dinner even cheaper. So the way I see it is, what Elon Musk's vision what all these futuristic visionaries are foretelling to us, to the world, is that we're headed towards a world where a lot of the stuff that we need, our basic needs to provide well-being, the cost of that, the cost of living, is going to get so lower. And right now it might be hard to believe that because of just where we're at in the world. It's so much money. You go get groceries and it's like $200. Like, how can $200 worth of groceries plummet to essentially free? What does that even mean? And the reason why they project that the cost of living is going to plummet is because of the rate of advancement in our technology. It is on an exponential scale. Have you ever heard of Moore's Law? That law is telling us that the hardware to create these pieces of technology are advancing at a rate that is exponential, and we're reaching the cusp on that exponential growth pattern, on that trend where it's going to skyrocket. It's not linear. Our brains are formatted in a way that we think linearly, where we think cause and effect, where we see direct relationships. But the truth of the matter is that we are in a world where, in technology, the advancement of technology is exponential. So think of it this way. In a matter of 10 years, from 2010 to 2020, we have just created the iPhone. Over the course of 10 years, that has been created. Now, on an exponential scale, the amount of progress we had in those 10 years is going to be the same amount of progress now in 5 years. If we're thinking linearly here, it would be amount of progress 10 years projected in another 10 years, that the same amount of advancement is going to be had. If you're thinking exponentially, 10-year progress is now condensed into 5 years of time. And then from that 5 years, the amount of time it took to create the amount of technology to create something of the iPhone caliber has now decreased to 2.5 years. And then 2.5 years rapidly decreases again in time to every year. At that point, we're going to be having new technological advancements. We already are. That's the thing that's crazy. Every year they're coming out with a new iPhone. And it's going to be even on a greater scale of progress at that point. You're thinking that, oh, I just got a new phone, it has a new megapixel camera on it. But no, we're talking like electric cars, solar power is going to come out. Bang. We got the whole fucking world wired to electricity powered by the sun. At that point, we're going to have like an Uber network of electric cars that are going to be able to transport us around at a fraction of the cost. I mean, Uber already dismantled the cab companies. They're absolutely, like, it's crazy. It's total disruption. Amazon, total disruption. We're talking at that caliber, the amount of disruption that's going to happen because of technology. Everything is moving towards the digital world. And you have a lot of other things that come into play that we haven't even talked about, like cryptocurrency, blockchain, decentralized networks that are basically going to create a libertarian freedom of privacy world. And we're going to have that on like a virtual reality plane, something that is like not even been seen before. And we don't even know what's going to happen. We just know that it's happening fast.